Lumpy. Lumpy who? Who? My coach? Lumpy? Come on now. Works out on the daily, on the regular, every morning, bright and early. Lumpy. Y'all just being silly with that now.
People say you're lumpy, you're really funny looking. That's alright, cause I specialize in tooking or taking. I'm all about faking. Don't ask me how much money that I'm making, just know that I'm raking. Still begging and living off donations. The gifts, they stay in full effect. They get low, I hit the gas on Megan's neck. What the heck?
Lumpy lump?
Never look me in my
Do the
eyes.
lumpy lump?
Cause you might see me for my lies.
Y'all wildin' with that.
Begging,
Y'all wildin'.
you know I stay
Truly
on
wildin' with
it. So
that
I can buy more toys than I flaunt it.
Wow.
Always worried
All
about
right.
filling my
All right.
belly. That's why IAG stays smelly.
Before I get into my
Do the
reaction.
lumpy lump. Do the lumpy lump.
All right.
Do the
All right.
lumpy lump.
Before I get
the
into
lumpy
my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video, I want to recognize you guys that have been active in the comments. Keep that dialogue flowing. Keep the commentary going both ways. Of course, I have to give some additional recognition to my coach, Tim. I want to recognize my coach, Tim, for also being active in the comments. And coach, I hear you. I hear you in the comments talking about captain, some captain you are. Okay? I hear you. You're like, hey, I appointed you captain for a reason. Okay? And I'm coming to regret it. Some captain you are. But I hear you in the comments talking about some captain. Why are you messing with a strong black family? Why are you messing with a strong black man? Why are you messing with a strong black mama? A strong black woman? Why are you messing with strong black kids? Why are you messing with strong black grandmas? Why are you messing with strong black pigs, strong black sheep, strong black goats, strong black dogs, strong black fleas? Why are you messing with strong blackness? And I'm like, hold on. Now, hold on, coach. I understand the game, coach. Some people think that if they put the black label on anything, then somehow it's exempt from scrutiny. Somehow it's exempt from criticism. It's exempt from examination and critical observation. So I hear you, coach. I hear you putting that label on things and why are you messing with the strong blackness? I hear you, coach. Now, coach, you be wilding in the comments. I hear you. But in the meantime, I'm digressing. I'm still digressing. Whether it's strong blackness or not, I'm digressing. Welcome back to the end game, where today I'm going to give my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video where Tim talks about the hardest thing that he's done. So I'm going to give my reaction to that video here. Early in the video, Tim talks about being secure in his place as an alpha male among no other men. But he talks about being secure such that he does not suppress those that come behind him. And I'm like, hold on, coach. Every day, every time we turn around, you're suppressing those boys. Okay, you're suppressing their education. Okay, you're depressing their education so that they cannot be better than you are. You're already designated that they'll be farm hands. They're going to grow up to be farm hands. You've already predestined those boys and what they're going to be doing in life. Okay, you're going to train them up to be farm hands. We already understand that, coach. And so how is that not suppressing those that come behind you? And of course, we know that you've already suppressed and you continue to suppress Megan. Okay. We know that you don't want her to ever be stronger in her walk with God than you would appear to be. We already know that. We see the evidence, coach. We see it. And so you say that you're secure. You say that you don't want to suppress or pull other folk down. But every time we turn around, that's all that we see, coach. And oh, by the way, coach, you got to stay out of those comments, coach. At least you got to cut back. Okay, I know it would be hard for you to quit cold turkey, but you at least got to cut back on your you going in and out of those comments. You got to cut back a little bit because it's starting to show more and more in your own dialogue. It's starting to show up more and more in your own videos, coach. Just cut back a little bit.
And I also get to train them in the trade. And that's actually how it happened in the Bible. Because like for Jesus, for instance, his daddy was a carpenter. So he ended up being a carpenter. Like your daddy just taught you the trade that he knew. And then you could do that same thing, you know, and work for yourself and, you know, expand it if you wanted to. And that's the goal. Like I say, I always tell my boys, like, don't be like me. Be better than me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna teach you everything that I know. And so you shouldn't just take everything that I know and just lock in with that. No, take everything that I know and be better than me. You know, a lot of times people are scared of people coming behind them being better than them. But I promote it, like I encourage it, like I'm not intimidated. You know, I'm secure enough as a man, you know, for real. It's like, even though I'm an alpha, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a man's man, it's like I'm secure enough in my manhood to bring people up behind me, whether it's my boys or whether it's just friends or strangers or whatever that may be, and empower them to be better than me. You know, I'm not insecure about that. And a lot of people are insecure about those type things. So they suppress the people that come along behind them, whether it's spiritually, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically. They suppress the people that come along behind them, whether it's spiritually, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically.
Later in the video, my coach Tim, y'all's pastor Tim, he talks about putting up trim on the shed shack in order to hide the imperfections. He talks about putting up some type of batting on the walls in order to cover the nail holes. And I'm like, coach, who cares, coach? Coach, when your shed shack, AKA barn, looks better than your actual house or trailer or mobile home, then certainly you have things backwards. No one cares about how pretty the exterior of that shed is. All we care about is that you finish it. Someday. We just care that you finish it. We don't expect for it to be pretty, coach. It's an outhouse. Okay? Ask the sheep. Ask the dogs. Ask the fleas. They'll tell you it's a bona fide outhouse. And so, coach, you can put up whatever type of trim you want on it, coach. But now, in finishing that outhouse, just remember, an outhouse has 4 walls. An outhouse has a door that can close. And it has shelter on it. Shelter from the weather, shelter from the elements. That's what an outhouse has, coach. And so we just ask that you someday work up the focus, work up the conviction to finish off that outhouse, coach. Don't worry about how pretty it is. All right? Just finish it off, coach.
So there will be trim. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that little gap there. I was a little bit off with my measurement, about a ½ an inch off there. I'm gonna cover all that up. Like I said, we got a little trim. It's gonna go on the edges and everything like that. But yeah, 2 or 3 more pieces on that side, and then I'll be able to take a break. And my goal is always to get a lot done before Megan comes out here, because I love her reactions when I'm doing work. She just acts like I'm like the best carpenter in the world, and I'm like still on the rookie level. But you know, she knows how far I've come. I could be going away and doing projects like this and getting paid for it, to do these projects at other people's properties and homes and things like that, and I can get paid a lot of money, you know, to do it. I'm like still on the rookie level. I could be going away and doing projects like this and getting paid for it, to do these projects at other people's properties and homes and things like that. And I can get paid a lot of money, you know, to do it. I'm like still on the rookie level.
Later in the video, Megan reminds us, that their lifestyle has been based upon donations for years. And she talks about how they used to pilfer through the donations for hats, amongst amongst other things. Of course, we know they used to sift through the donations. They used to cherry pick for lamps and for clothing and for food items. They used to do all of that stuff. Now, fortunately, that was just a season. It was just a season of you guys putting yourselves first when it came to donations. Fortunately, that was just a season. But however, considering that you guys do not abide by normal calendar years, it makes sense that that season has gone on for at least a decade now. For those of us that use regular calendar time, by our estimation and by your admission, that season has gone on for at least a decade. And we're like, oh my goodness, some seasons never change.
That's funny. Quack like a duck. It's an eagle. It's a duck.
Very funny, mama, huh? Nah, but seriously, Tim's first Eagles hat was just a hat that he, got and he wore because it fit him well. And, we're in the season where we wore just pretty much donations. We're in the season where we wore just pretty much donations. Like, I went somewhere, actually. I went to like Starkville or somewhere near Starkville. It wasn't in Starkville, but it was in that area. In like diehard Mississippi State country with an Ole Miss hat on, just like wearing a donation hat. Wearing a donation hat.
Near the end of the video, we see Megan helping out with the trim work on the shed shack. And it's refreshing. It is so refreshing to see Megan doing something other than manual back-breaking work. Oh, it's refreshing. Now, however, in her efforts to help out her husband, help out her honey, help out her boo, she actually had to stand on the top of that stepladder, at the very top of the stepladder, which we know is the most unsafe place for anyone to stand on a ladder. And so we had to watch in horror as she scaled that ladder, as she balanced on that ladder. And of course, we're like, what kind of man? What kind of man? Come on. And we're thinking in the back of our minds, we're thinking, well, my coach and y'all's pastor, with all of the toys that he has amassed, why has he not yet purchased an additional tall ladder? Why not at this point? It would be peanuts compared to what you're spending on these fancy augers and trailers and tractors and what have you, haulers. It'll be peanuts compared to that. Why has he not purchased an additional tall ladder? Why is there only one tall ladder, which of course only he could use at a time? Why, coach? Why? And I'm thinking, well, maybe he has not purchased that next ladder because he's waiting for the donation. He's waiting for someone to donate. He's waiting for someone to donate him another tall ladder. Okay? And so you foolish Tim Faithful, sound the horn. Sound the horn. Get that donation ready and send it for Megan's sake.
And I also get to train them in the trade. And that's actually how it happened in the Bible. Because like for Jesus, for instance, his daddy was a carpenter. So he ended up being a carpenter. Like your daddy just taught you the trade that he knew. And then you could do that same thing, and work for yourself and, expand it if you wanted to. And that's the goal, like I said. And I also get to train them in the trade. And that's actually how it happened in the Bible. Because like for Jesus, for instance, his daddy was a carpenter, so he ended up being a carpenter. Like your daddy just taught you the trade that he knew, and then you could do that same thing, you know, and work for yourself, and you know, expand it if you wanted to. And that's the goal. Like I said. All right, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Doing this type of work by yourself is challenging, but it's so rewarding in the end once you get it done. And it looks so good with everything trimmed out. And when I was framing in,
All right. All right. That's it. That's it for my reaction to that recent IAG Farms video where Tim is talking about doing the hardest thing he's had to do. Forget about Megan balancing at the top of that ladder and risking her well-being, her hernia-afflicted well-being at that. That's it for my reaction. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. Burner Tim and the heavies. I expect to see you guys in the comments as usual. I do want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.